Right now, when it comes to Rajasthan Congress, let's first take our viewers up to speed with that. Now, sources close to Ashok Gehlot have said that the Chief Minister is unfazed. He will be focusing on social welfare schemes like Mengai and Rahat Camp. And sources also suggest that Ashok Gehlot will not fall into Pilot's trap. Pallavi, this was something that you were mentioning, how Ashok Gehlot hasn't said a word against Sachin Pilot. He is doing his governance bit for which he's been chosen as a chief minister. However, this last line where sources are suggesting that he's not going to be falling into Pilot's trap also reeks of the feud that we've been talking about between Pilot and Gehlot.
If you remember when that so-called rebellion happened a year back, Ashok Gehlot had actually made some personal attacks on Sachin Pilot. He had actually gone on to say that he's good looking and he's English speaking and that's all that there is left to him. He's not much of a politician. That clearly had not gone down very well with the top leadership because they felt, yes, you have a reason to bear a grudge or a grievance, but you cannot make personal attacks publicly. There has been many such comments which have come in from the top leadership, even from Mr. Raje, that one has to exercise a certain amount of restraint in public. I think Ashok Gehlot understands this, that in an election year, why do you want to play into the hands of the BJP by making the comments? So the two things which are pointing out and working over here. One, he does not want to play into the hands of the BJP. Second, he's also telling the top leadership that this time round, I am not making any comments against Sachin Pilot. I'm just doing my work. It is Sachin Pilot who's actually goading the top leadership, who's actually making a spectacle of himself and doing things publicly which could hurt the Congress party in the run-up to the elections. And a third and the most important is the strategy which I think even the government has adopted inside Parliament, which is even in the din they carried on with their work. And the messaging is very simple: we have to do our job. And therefore, that's exactly what Ashok Gehlot did today. Even as the Anshan began, he releases a video. He talks about Mehnat camps, jobs for all. There's going to be a cabinet meeting tomorrow in Jaipur, and they are going to discuss how to implement this scheme. Just a few days back, Right to Health was an announcement which was made by Ashok Gehlot, and this is something which the party lauded, the Congress president lauded, and the Congress party hopes to break the cyclical pattern and ensure that the party comes back to power on the basis of this scheme.
And Pallavi, since you mentioned the BJP, let's address the elephant in the room. Is there any chance of a possible exodus of another young leader from the Congress if at all his demands aren't met? Because we're talking about this feud between two tall leaders of Rajasthan Congress. It has been going on. The state is going to go into elections very, very soon. And if the Congress party chooses to side with the old guard, it will run the risk of losing its young leaders like Mr. Pilot.
Well, I mean, whenever we've asked Sachin Pilot this question, he's always said that, I'm not joining the BJP. I'm just raising voices of the Congress party and which needs to be raised. In fact, today also, there was not a single word against the Congress. He, in fact, said that the corruption of the Vasundhara Raje government needs to be exposed. We were talking about this earlier. What does he get by joining the BJP? The BJP has big-ticket, high-profile leaders like Vasundhara Raje Scindia. Satish Punia was also there at some point of time, Gajendra Shekhawat, and so on and so forth. Would there be a space for Sachin Pilot? That, I think, is a reason why he would not see a place for himself inside the BJP. Within the Congress party, I think his supporters feel he has a better future, but he also needs to find a place for himself.